Hello everyone, Espanglish Garage here, and today we are gonna be replacing the front engine mount on a Dodge Grand Caravan. This is one of the easiest motor mount to replace on this car, and this one right here is our guy. This is the one that we are gonna be replacing today. By the end of this video, you will know how safely to change this engine mount and what are the torque specifications. A lot of people think engine mounts are too hard to replace, but I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll feel like you can do it too. I remember the first time I changed one of these, I was nervous. Now I do it like a pro, and after this video so will you. Now this right here, only 4 bolts holding this engine mount. This kind of bolt love to test your patience, but don't worry, I show you how to get through it without losing your mind. This is the kind of repairs that doesn't just fix the problem, it brings peace back to your drive. No more engine movement, no more stress. Alright, before we even think about removing the engine mount, we've got to safely support the engine from underneath. I'm using a regular floor jack here with a solid block of wood on top. The wood is important, it helps spread the weight and protect the bottom of the engine from getting dented or cracked. Don't skip this step, please. When you remove the engine mount, the engine will want to shift or drop just a bit, and if it is not supported, you could cause some serious damage. This part right here is what separates a rushed job from a real DIY mechanic who knows what they are doing. And I know that's who you are, or who you are becoming. So you are doing it the right way.
In a 15mm socket.
Now I'm going in with a 15mm socket and a breaker bar to crack these bolts loose. These mount bolts are usually on there pretty tight. Sometimes they've been sitting in place for over a decade, so don't be surprised if they put up a fight. That's where a breaker bar comes in. More leverage means less effort, and you are less likely to round off the bolt head. Take your time, keep a steady pressure, and let the tool do the work. And hey, if you're doing this at your home in your driveway like me, just know this is the kind of moment that makes you feel like a real DIYer. Alright, I'm switching to a power tool here just to speed things up a bit. Makes the process quicker and a little easier on the wrist. But don't worry if you don't have one. You can always go to the store and buy one. Nah, I'm just kidding. This is a totally doable with basic tools you probably already have at home, like a ratchet and a socket. The key is to loosen the bolts first with a breaker bar or a long handle ratchet. Then take your time packing them out. No need to rush. What matters is getting the job done right, not how fast you do it. Power tools just makes me feel fancy, but hey, I've done plenty of these with nothing more than elbow grease and determination, so I can take a break on this one. If the bolts are looking rusty or feel stuck, spray a little penetrating oil like WD-40 or PB Blaster and give it a few minutes. It makes a huge difference and prevents you from stripping the bolt. Since you are already under here, take a quick look at the other engine and transmission mounts. If one is bad, the others might be close behind. Replacing them early can save you from bigger problems like engine vibrations or damage. Now that we remove the old engine mount, make sure to compare it side by side with the new one, so that way we are 100% sure that this new part is gonna match. For added safety, especially on high vibration parts like the engine mount, you can use a little medium strength thread locker on the bolt. Just that goes a long way to keep things tight over time. Always start threading the bolt by hands before grabbing any ratchet or power tool. That helps prevent cross threading, which can turn a 1-hour job into a nightmare real quick. We are getting close to the torque specifications and we don't want to miss that, so pay attention. I will be talking about that in just a little bit. If you are still watching right now, you are the kind of person who wants to do things the right way, and I respect that. You are the reason I keep making these videos. If this content is helping you in any way and you want more tutorials like this, step by step and with real talk, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, so that way you can benefit from future videos. Listen, I am not here to sell you anything, just sharing what I have learned, so we can all keep our cars running better and our wallets a little heavier. I am gonna go ahead right now and switch to a regular ratchet wrench, so that way you can see that this is totally doable with regular tools that you might have at home. Again, the only reason that I was doing a power tool was to speed up my process. This is something that I was doing for a friend of mine. I don't want to spend any unnecessary time. But I know that you're probably thinking, well, it's easier to say it, so that's why I'm gonna go ahead and use non-power tools to finish this job. Even though I'm gonna go ahead and speed up the video just a little bit, because you don't wanna watch a long, boring video. Besides that, I like just to get to the point.
So right now we are setting all these bolts to 45 foot-pounds using a torque wrench. There we go. There we go. And there we go, 45 foot-pounds. There we go, 45.
Once everything is back in place, take the car for a short test drive and pay attention to any sounds or vibrations. That's your way of confirming everything is mounted solid and functioning properly. And that's it for today's video. See you in the next one.